Scuffles. Every day we're scuffling. There he is.
Just a moment while we buffer in. There
Sure.
we go. Hello.
What a background, my friend.
Oh, hello.
All right.
How you doing today, Count?
You know, Scuffles, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I came through this time, didn't I, my friend?
You sure did. You sure did.
All right. Well, we've got everything set up. So are you ready to go live?
Oh, just a moment. I'm gonna get my my lighting on here.
Sure, sure.
That way you can see me a little better. I could just get it right. Okay, there we go. Little better, I guess. I don't know.
From ghoulies and ghosties.
From ghoulies and ghosties.
And long-leggedy beasties.
And long-leggedy beasties.
And
things that go bump in the night. Good Lord! Deliver us.
Deliver us.
Good evening, spooks and spookettes. CountDrahoon back again, and tonight I'm joined by my dear friend Scufflemöss Freeman, Murfreesboro's resident forest troll. Well, you wear a lot of hats, don't you, mein Freund?
Yes, actually I do. This is a hat that I wear right here. It is a fedora.
That's actually my favorite hat that you wear.
Thank you. I could
I
put
like
it
that.
on, but it won't go very well on top of my
Yeah,
my headphones.
It causes issues with the headphones. I'd say if you wanted to take the headphones off tonight and wear the hat, you could, but I understand. We all want to sound pretty, don't we?
Well, I want to hear you, and I don't want you to like have a reverb or whatever. You know what I'm saying.
I do. That's an excellent point. So, you know, in case there's anybody out there who's unfamiliar with you, which I don't see how that's possible at this point, because you are literally everywhere. But
I try my best.
Exactly. I'm sorry?
I try my best to be just about everywhere, like Santa Claus.
I think you're doing great.
Thank
But kind of give us a rundown of what you do. I guess if you can narrow it down to like 5 of the most important things.
Oh, see, that's a tough question because I do so much. You know, I am a video editor. I'm an artist. I paint. I make memes. I'm a musician. What else? A storyteller. I do. So, I wear a lot of hats.
So I don't want to interrupt you, but speaking of musician, we actually had a question from a fan of the CountDrahoon's feature Fright, Craig Willis. He wanted to know what musicians inspire you.
What musicians inspire me? There's a lot of musicians that inspire me. See, just off the top of my head, Andrew WK. He's like the top of my list of musicians who got me to do what I love to do. Then another one would be, as a band, Gwar. I really love Gwar. And another musician who inspired me a lot from the beginning was Unknown Hinson. He actually had a lot to do with like how I like to play music and such. So I really love Unknown Hinson's music and the character that he had created. I also really like, let's see, I could just turn around. Who else I got on my walls? I like Alice Cooper, obviously. He's a spooky daddy and he's very good. But probably, I want to say the person who inspires me the most would be Roger Waters.
Roger Waters, okay.
Yeah, I really like Pink Floyd, currently, especially.
I could see you in a Pink Floyd music video if there was such a thing. Come to think of it, I think we would be perfect in a Pink Floyd music video. Wouldn't you agree?
I do.
It doesn't even matter what they have us doing, as long as we're just there.
We're just there. You could just be sitting there saying, hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody?
Wish you were here.
Just not if you can hear me. Yeah, you know that song.
Do you? Yes. So, our friend Wooly Muffington wanted to know if you like, if I'm saying this correctly, Primus.
Yes, I love Primus. Primus is another one of my favorite bands of all time.
So, I have an apology to make, my friend.
Okay.
So, a few weeks ago, we had a bit of a kerfuffle, and the fault was on me because the real reason why we weren't able to do the broadcast several weeks ago was because I still have PTSD from the Twimoon.
Twimoon was a turning point in my life, a turning point away from it.
Did it need to be?
I didn't need to get to that point, but you know, I did.
I don't think any of us did. And
I mean,
you know,
like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
If I'm gonna be real here, like, I had just had a concussion like the week before reading Twimoon. So,
oh no.
Like, just general thought was
not possible.
Not possible. So reading Twimoon, no joke, I was like, I saw the words that I was reading them out loud. They made no sense at all. To the point where I had to ask Caretaker, is it reading exactly how I read it? And yeah, it was. It was that bad. It had nothing to do with my concussion at all. It was just that the book was that bad.
That was almost exactly my experience.
Yeah.
I had one of my producers in here in the room. I read through it. I literally had to stop and ask her, am I reading this? Like, is this truly gobbledygook, or somehow have I had a stroke? Or have lost my perception of reality?
Yeah.
And I had daymares for several weeks afterwards, thinking that maybe you know the lead singer of the Counting Crows, how he's got that neurological disease where like his perception of reality is altered.
Yeah.
I thought that's what happened to me for a long time, and it took me a
real?
long time.
Was that from Twimoon?
From Twimoon, yes. I read a little bit more from it. You got 6 minutes in. I did a whole 45 minutes.
Look, man, I can't believe that you got that far into that book. That book was like literal cancer. I could not believe my brain was even trying to process the pages. I got 1 page in.
I know. You were the smart one, and you just bailed, because you should have. And it was the first book you ever burned in your entire life, was it not?
Yeah, it was. It really was. Like, I don't believe in book burnings. But that book was so unintelligible, I had to save it from humanity. It was like having the Necronomicon, and you had to, like, get rid of it before freaking Cthulhu comes out of the ocean. So, you know, I had to save humanity from Twymoon.
But maybe that's partly what it was. Maybe Cthulhu, like that's like a ancient Cthulhu spell that we uncovered, and it just makes the reader go a little batty, if you pardon the pun. But then again, I'd like to think that Cthulhu is a little bit more considerate of other people.
Wow. I forgot why I said wow. But Cthulhu I find to be kind of a dick.
Oh, well, I mean, that definitely goes without saying. But then again, I don't know, would this be something in his wheelhouse? Or do you think even something with cursing humanity with such a atrocity as Twymoon would be a little bit too much for him? I don't know. Maybe he is capable of something like that.
I mean, I think to find out about this actual curse of Twymoon, we have to ask the writer, Maxtermind.
We're looking for you, Maxtermind.
We're gonna find you.
We will. I feel like this could be the start of a really epic buddy cop film between the two of us, Scuffles.
We are on the lookout for Maxtermind.
That's right.
The
Comment
criminal
below if you
who
want to
cursed
see the buddy
humanity
cop
with
film.
Twymoon.
Comment below if you want to see the buddy cop film with me and Scuffles. If we get enough of an upvote, we'll try to make it happen.
We'll make a socially distanced version of it happen.
Right. We'll make the police car well, I'll tell you what. We'll do a police semi truck. That way, it's plenty spread out. Can you drive?
No. I'm
Okay,
a forest troll. They don't give licenses to forest trolls.
Well, they don't give licenses to vampires either. As a rule of thumb in our mythology, vampires don't drive cars.
Well, unless we're gonna buddy cop it on the bus, I don't think this is gonna happen.
We won't totally negate the idea of going on the bus.
Wait, can you fly? Are you that kind of vampire?
I can fly.
You can? Okay. How much weight can you carry?
I've saved my son Daryl a couple of times from some sticky situations. He's a 7-foot giant, so I think I can carry you. I think we'll be okay. We can do this. This is totally doable.
Okay, I think if you could fly us to these locations, we can deduce some stuff and figure out who Maxtermind is, and I don't know. I guess sue him for hurting our brains,
or maybe just try to get to the heart of the matter, not drive a stake through it, and then just really try to connect with him on some level so that we can try to redirect him and encourage him to make better stuff.
No, this brings to mind, what if Twymoon was actually not fan fiction? What if Twymoon was actually the world's greatest troll? And, like, he was just trolling us all along. He wrote a terrible story that was fan fiction. He just used characters and threw words on page. I don't think Maxtermind even exists.
You know, if that's the case, on some level, I have a tremendous respect for that.
Me too.
It's diabolical, it's heinous, but it's brilliant. So, switching gears real quick, the fans are they're a bit chatty tonight.
Good.
The Reverend wanted to know if you've ever met Buckethead.
Buckethead? I have not met Buckethead. I do like Buckethead's music, but we are not acquainted in any way.
Okay. Is there a UFO that crash landed in your room? Or are you in space right now? Or some other plane of existence?
Are you talking about my background?
Well, a little bit of both. That, and then I've noticed that the light kind of, it's this beautiful fluorescent that just
Oh,
sort of makes you look a little bit more lime than you actually are, and then it kind of fades back.
yeah, I've noticed that too. There's some kind of weird thing going on with my camera. It like the light that I have right here. Here, I'm gonna show it. I have a light.
Ooh.
And the light sometimes, like as you could see, when the camera has to adjust it depending on where I put my hands. But no, my background is just something that I made for the podcast that I was co-hosting on called Rhetoric Rabbit Hole. I really like to have a neat looking background. And also I have a keyboard right here where the piano is. So if I had my garage band turned on, I could play you a nice jazz piano tune.
Whoa. Look, I can't turn down a Scufflemöss jazz piano.
I mean, if you
Well,
want that to happen, I can make it happen.
well, actually, okay, but I got a couple of questions real quick because I'm curious.
Yeah, ask
'Cause I feel
away.
like
I'm gonna get GarageBand booted up.
okay, so the Rabbit's Hole podcast. Tell me a little bit more about that. How did you fall down that rabbit hole, pun intended?
That's a good pun. Okay, so first off, my friend Alex Freeman, he, like myself, believes that freedom of speech means being able to express yourself without being judged,
Okay.
because we should all be able to be ourselves. Now, that means that sometimes you have people that will disagree with you. But what I like about Rhetoric Rabbit Hole is that it's a place where you can say your piece. We can, debate about it a little bit, but in the end, the truth is that it's still your opinion and you are entitled to it. So Rhetoric Rabbit Hole is really Alex's kind of it's what he does. Sorry, I lost my train of thought while GarageBand was coming up.
All right. I'll try to help you jog your memory. You said it's what Alex does because you have debates on the show, but in the end of the day, you come to the consensus that it is your opinion.
Yeah, essentially everyone has an opinion, just like booty holes. Everyone has one. And we believe that you are allowed to give that, and it is a place from which that you can do that. But it's also a place of just kind of like asking silly questions, and questions that are that you really got to think about, like where do we go when we die? Where do we come from? Or like, have you ever had a paranormal experience? Or have you ever seen a UFO or had a extraterrestrial or a visitor experience? Those kind of questions usually come towards the end after we've talked to the guest, which they've had the time to talk about what they'd like to do. So that's essentially Rhetoric Rabbit Hole in a nutshell.
Now, I know you were throwing out a bunch of rhetorical situations,
Yeah.
but I did in fact date an alien once.
Oh, did you really?
I did, briefly, but it happened.
Okay. So about that jazz piano we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have my GarageBand booted up, so I can play that for you.
Wonderful. Take it away, Scuffles.
May I share my screen?
Of course.
It needs to be re-able.
Oh, it needs to be enabled. All right.
Yes, please.
Now, Stand by. I will figure this out.
It's no problem. I'm getting a jazz drummer set up.
Let's see. There's a way. Okay, advanced share mode. Okay, here we go. All right, I enabled it, so let's, is it letting you do anything?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Just making sure, because my screen just gave me all kinds of weird warnings that I've never seen before.
All right, so I clicked the option that says multiple participants can share simultaneously.
Oh,
So I think you should be fine now.
yeah, there we go.
There we go. How do you know? I'm a little bit more tech savvy than I thought.
Yeah, there we go. So I hope you heard that.
Yes, so it looked like it paused a little bit on the live stream, but I am recording it, so we can put it out later, and just so everyone can have the uninterrupted track.
Neat. So tell me, CountDrahoon, you have more questions for me, yes?
Well, I do actually. So like we mentioned before, you're everywhere.
No.
I noticed that you've been doing some news reports for the social media page, Dear Murfreesboro.
I sure have.
So how's that going?
Well, every once in a while, I'll pick up a story from them. Like they'll say something in one of their memes that really resonates with me. Or they'll reach out to me and say, hey, you want to make one of these things? And I'll make a report. But really, I'm just using old footage from when I filmed another type of talk show that I tried to do called Donuts with Forest Trolls. I've been using the footage from those to make these news reports, but I'm also splicing in stuff from when I did the Forest Troll news reports. Are you familiar with those?
you'll have to. I think I don't remember if we became acquainted before or after that.
We were probably after that. But so Forest Troll News is kind of what Dear Murfreesboro Newsless Journal evolved from. I mean, they do their thing, and I just kind of, I tack it on, and I make a silly report. But one thing that's not a silly report, and it is very serious business, is the landfill at Middle Point. It is a problem. And we need to stop them from expanding it any further.
Yes, we can't really take any more stinky mountains in this area anymore.
I don't think so.
Really quick, do you mind if I take control back of my screen?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry. Here we go.
No, it's perfectly fine. It's it was just a little easier for me to focus on you. But
of course.
right, so how's Garbles doing?
Garble, he's doing great. He eats a lot of beans, and he is a very good boy. He likes to hang out in the backyard a lot. He climbs the trees, and he chases the squirrels, and you know, he plays with his dog. What was the dang dog's name? Reginald. That was his name.
Reginald, very regal name for a dog.
Yeah, and he's not a very regal-looking dog either.
What kind of a dog is he?
He's a stray who he wandered into our yard, and Garble found him, and they played fetch, and then Garble like just set up a bed for him, and it's history.
So are we going to see any adventures with you and Garble anytime soon?
Oh yeah, I mean there's gonna be stuff over time, you know. It's I like to take my time when I'm doing some things. Like I'll put out a lot of stuff, but at the same time I'll also burn myself out. So I got to take my time when I'm doing things. Like Mary Scuffling, which was a video that I just released a couple of weeks ago. It was a Christmas in July kind of video, and we actually filmed it back in January because I had missed my opportunity to live stream Mary Scuffling back in December. But, you know, because there was all kinds of stuff happening, and I think I got sick or something. I might have had COVID at that time. So I decided to postpone it, and then Thunder Frog and I got together, and we filmed Mary Scuffling here at the house. And it turned out pretty great, but you know, I don't know where I was going with this.
Oh, well, that's all right. It actually, it sort of segues into something else I wanted to bring up. So you are the first musical guest that we had on the on CountDrahoon's Feature Friday, or at least the cycle of shows that made its way to the Troma Now streaming service. And I was wondering, I feel like your musical group Woodland has gone through another sort of iteration, and I was wondering if we could talk a little bit more about that.
Of course. So basically, Woodland was a band that I formed back in 2018 because let's see, 2018 was when Wooden Boy started. That was for Nataru 3 at the Crying Wolf. That was my first show ever, and it was nerve-wracking and stuff. So I tried to do a little bit on my own, I didn't really enjoy doing it on my own. So then I found a few people to do a band with. And so there were 5 of us. There was Zopi, Florpis, Dingo, and Daddycut. Now, things were going cool until we were attacked by some space pigs and all kinds of crap started happening. But then Florpis got kidnapped. Or no, wait. First, Dingo had to leave to go save his child.
Oh.
We're not sure what happened with that. Then
I hope he
Florpis,
ended up fine.
yeah, then Florpis got kidnapped. And I'm not really sure what happened to him, but I do know that Daddycut and Zopi are still with me. And we actually are gearing up to do a 2 nights only event in October.
Wow.
Yep, in Lebanon for Ghost in the Grove. So actually, this is the first time that I'm announcing that.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're
Thank you
gonna
for
be.
giving me that exclusive.
Yeah. So basically, on October 15th and 16th, it's a Friday and Saturday, out in Lebanon, Tennessee, at Fiddler's Grove, which is located at the James E. Ward Agricultural Center. Oh, that's a mouthful.
Yes.
They do a yearly event where they have a spooky walkthrough and they have the ghost hunt, the Ghostbusters, of Tennessee, and my friend Cody Engdahl, he plays the fiddle there. So it's just a yearly thing, but this year I'm gonna bring a band, and it's gonna be cool. So Zopi is gonna be joining us on guitar. I'm actually gonna be playing bass, and Daddycut will be our synth master. He's going to be handling our drum machines and our synth. So it's going to be a really cool time, and hope to see a lot of people there at some point.
What were the dates on that again?
That is October 15th and 16th. I know that last year they were requesting people to order their tickets in advance because they were doing socially distanced tours. So they were sending people through like groups at a time instead of like, well, it's exactly like the last one. You just don't tend to wander around. You come for your thing and you leave. But I've got something special planned, so it will be really cool to see.
Excellent. Well, schedule permitting, I'm going to do my best to try and make it out there because I would love to see you guys play live. It was a real treat having you on the show about this time last year, I guess.
Yeah, it was. We filmed it in it was like mid-July, I believe.
And it was a few weeks before we got the news that we got on the trauma. So great times.
That's good.
All right. Well, for everything else, all the amazing content that you put out there, where can we go to see Scufflemöss and Wooden Boy and Garble and the whole gang?
Well, if you wanted to see Scufflemöss stuff, it's actually pretty easy. If you're on Instagram, you can look up at Scufflemöss. If you're on Twitter, you can look up at Scufflemöss. If you're on Facebook, you can look up at Scufflemöss Front Club. And if you want to find my website is www.keeponscuffling.weebly.com. And you can actually find links to all of these places in my bio on Instagram. I tend to spend a lot of time on Instagram specifically, so that's where I tend to have all my stuff. I also post there mostly. You can also find me on Discord. I have a Discord channel that I've been kind of giving out extra little updates on art projects that I'm working on, or extra memes, or like if I'm playing a game, we're gonna talk about it, or if you're playing a game, we're gonna talk about it. It's just a place for us to hang out and be friends. But one more thing that I want to plug is on August 28th at the Borough Bar and Grill here in Murfreesboro. I'm gonna be selling my art on the patio of the Borough Bar and Grill, while some local bands like Thunder Frog and Hearts to Laugh and the Southern Shame, the Peeling Floor, and the Dime Fits. They're all gonna be performing inside on stage. And there's gonna be other artists hanging out and stuff. So if you're in the Murfreesboro area or Nashville, you should come out on August 28th at 8 p.m. to Borough Bar and Grill. It's gonna be a good time.
Wonderful. And also, again, circumstances permitting, I will try to make my way back out to the borough. I haven't been out to the Bar and Grill a couple of years since we did a live show out there in July of 2019. So it's long overdue. But anything we can do to help our dear friend Scufflemöss, just always an honor to collaborate with my dear Forest Row here. You just truly, you are an inspiration. I don't mean that just to be silly. You really are. I've always appreciated the work that you do, and I'm excited to see the work you will continue to do.
Well, you know, it's all about making my friends smile and bringing joy into their life. So as long as I'm able to do that, y'all get Scufflemöss.
Excellent. And we want Scufflemöss. We want more Scuffling.
Every day I'm Scuffling.
For Scuffles, I'll go ahead and turn you loose this evening. We have your Instagram on display here on the coffin. So and you know I'll keep following you. So and hopefully we'll see each other very soon in person this time.
Most definitely. It's always so good to see you, Count. And I hope to see you again soon. And you know, I hope to maybe see you out at Ghost in the Grove in October.
I hope so too. I really want to be there for that. And if you don't mind, a quick shameless plug on my end. Just a couple of weeks after Fiddler's Grove, I am coming back to live performing. Me and the Merry Mob will be performing at the Bellamy Cafe in Wartrace on October the 29th. So,
right on.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to
Thank
see.
you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. But the thing is, we're keeping our project top secret. So nobody's going to know anything about it until the 29th. So if you want to see what it is, you have to come see the show. So
yeah, so you have to go see it.
Yes, exactly. But also go see Scufflemöss. But my friend, thanks again. And I was trying to think of some parting words of wisdom, but you seem so wise beyond your years. It would seem insulting. So
well, I could leave you with a parting word of wisdom.
Let's have it, my friend.
Okay, so first off, if you're on the asphalt, it's your fault. Stay out of the road. Secondly, keep on scuffling.
Beautiful, my friend. Thanks for tuning in, Spooks and Spookettes. We shall see each other for the next live stream. But until then, as far as things go, when things go bump in the night, there are such things.
From ghoulies and ghosties.
From ghoulies and ghosties.
And long-leggedy beasties.
And long-legged beasties.
And things that go bump in the night. Good Lord! Deliver us!